Ladies and gentlemen, Happy New Year. Welcome to 2009 RuckU News. Although this week I think more of a RuckU ramble. Not a lot of news. Well, that interests me anyway. So I was reading through some of the requests of stories and stuff that people wanted to hear, and one of them was about the Calcutta Cup, what actually happened with Dean Richards and John Jeffries, and I can only give it from my perspective, obviously. For me, after the game, we were staying in, and there was the usual black tie function, and pretty boring dinner, although it wasn't round tables, they were rectangular tables. I don't know why, it was a Scottish thing. And I was drinking with Tate, and we were drinking, well, for me, quite a lot. Well, we decided, because there wasn't a lot of space between the tables, after a few of this on about the sort of third course or whatever, that we thought we'd get under the tables. And then sort of and push each other out on our backs so we could look up to see if any of the waitresses were slightly less clothed, shall we say. We thought it was a great idea. Anyway, we did this for about half an hour. I didn't really see anything. Got trodden on quite a few times, but we were having fun. But obviously it was annoying. We were annoying Michael Gordon Skinner. I was probably just annoying. So he then decided to pour a jug of cream all over me, as you do. So I got taken out by one of the staff at the hotel and taken down to their dry cleaning machines at the hotel. And he sort of said, in a lovely Scottish accent, bastard. He said, I'll clean your jacket for you, put it in the dry cleaner, and he left me there. He said it'd only be 30 minutes, whatever it was. Well, it was quite cold, as you can imagine. So after about 20 minutes, I thought my jacket was okay. I got in the dry cleaner with my jacket, used the pillow, and fell asleep. Was kicked out by this bloke, which is pretty bad, isn't it? You're actually kicked out by a jock from your own dry cleaning machine. Anyway, so I realised then, I remembered I was meant to be meeting some mates from uni, still at uni then, in a bar, a local bar. Bit of a shock that I had mates. Anyway, so I went down and met them. We were sitting in the bar, sitting in the corner, fairly gone, and having a good time, when I saw Dean Richards come in with John Jeffrey. And I, couldn't really focus much, and I thought they were going around, I could just sort of hear, they were telling people to finish their drinks. And if they weren't doing it hard enough, they were whacking them on the head with what I thought was an ice bucket. Until it got closer, and even me and my state were sort of looking at it like, geez, I recognise that. It was already fairly dented, at the handles or whatever, and they were whacking everyone on the head, including me, and apparently sort of headed off, when the alarm was raised, they headed off to the train station, where they see it, I think if they could drop kick it over a train. All sorts of stuff happened really, but safe to say it ended up as the Calcutta Plate. That's the sort of damage that was inflicted upon it. And from then on, whenever we played for that trophy, it was fairly well guarded, safe to say. It's drinking out of it. There were two big blokes who literally were handcuffed to the thing, so we never managed to nick it again. So that was the Calcutta Cup. Requests on Michael Gordon Skinner. Michael Gordon Skinner, or as he was known by the rest of his back row fraternity of Teague, Richards, Winterbottom, he was known as Hollywood, because he made that one tackle on Session, and he made videos out of it, he did everything, so they called him Hollywood, the one film boy. But I think Michael Gordon Skinner's proudest moment was actually in an England dressing room after some game. Some glorious victory by us English over the Celts, no doubt, which we, being English, don't go on about, or in any way arrogant. We were in the change rooms, and Prince Edward decided he would like to visit the chaps in the change room. So he wandered in with his security, and I was sitting in the corner, warming myself up before getting in the shower with the big boys, and obviously everyone had to get up and say hello to Eddie. And the way the change rooms are designed, if you're Prince Edward, I was standing there at this point, the change room also went down this way, but behind was the open bit and there were the showers behind you. So I'm chatting away to him, and Skinner is in the shower. He's lathering himself up, and he turns round to see me chatting to Prince Edward. Now, one of his security boys was standing on my side so he could see this, so he lathered himself up very well. He was covered in lather, and starts striding towards me from the shower, stark, rollick, naked. he he arrives, slaps Prince Edward on the back with foam. Even his security guard is struggling to keep a straight face. With his left, slaps him on the back and puts his other very soaked hand, which, as he's been walking, he has been cleaning certain parts of his anatomy very well, shakes his hand vigorously to announce that it's an honour to meet him in the change room, and then stands there in front of him, stark wallet naked, for about 3 or 4 minutes, chatting away to him. Well, I tell you what, it was interesting to see where Prince was looking. So that was Michael Gordon-Skinner. I think just a few bits in terms of the news. I see John O'Neill, I mentioned it in the forum, is rumbling on about this north-south split. And I've been thinking about it, and I think the Aussies, the plan is, I think the Aussies want to split and be on their own. I think they're quite good, you see, because I think O'Neill's quite cunning. If they're on their own, they could win. They could, couldn't they? They could set up a World Series of something, they could call it Osby. And they might win. Rather like the Americans who play the World Series of baseball and they win every year, which is a hell of an achievement, really, to win the World Series when you are the only fucking country playing. So maybe John O'Neill's cunning plan is to set up a competition where they are the only country in it. He's not stupid, you know. And they could be the Osby World Champions year after year after year. And well played to them. Think about it. Also in the news, Mike Tyndall, 3-year ban for drinking. He was actually on his way to do hospitality with me in the facility that we do at Twickenham. And I do remember getting a text saying, I'm in a police station. And I'm thinking, yeah, you know, what an excuse. He obviously couldn't be bothered to come. Can't blame him for that. But it was obviously true. So I saw how much he drank in the old report. And I tell you what got him. Champagne. He's a northern lad, you see. And I reckon he could deal with ale to ale, no problem. You know, could deal without. It was champagne that got him. You know, it was a bit sweet, a bit strong. Just whacked him on back of head. And I think, you know, being a good Yorkshire lad, he just wasn't used to it. Carver, he's had, on special occasions, up there, but never champagne. But 3-year ban, bit of a shame. He is a top boy. He was in this year, in November, and he was on great form. So, yes, he'll obviously, I don't know where he'll get a chauffeur from though. Dread to think. So, looking forward to next week. There's a bit of rugby starting up. Harlequins will be back on a roll. I know there's a countdown started by my coordinator to the Super 14s even, or the Super 14s. So very excited about that, obviously. And then the general build-up to Six Nations. We will be having some great prizes. We're getting our asses in gear on this site this year, and we're going to have some great prizes. We're going to do all sorts of bits and pieces. So keep an eye on the site in the next month. So it's going to be changing, and there's going to be some exciting stuff around. I might even have someone interesting to talk to when we get back to doing some proper RuckU news. But anyway, Happy New Year, and see you next week.